yogis, our evening, almost a little bit before 5. Welcome. Get settled. I encourage you to have a blanket or a towel and possibly 2 blocks if you have them, or books or cans of soup. Always nice for lunges to get a little more space into the hips. And if you are out there, check in, say hello, and namaste as we greet one another. Welcome, yogis. How are you? Thank you, Pam, for checking in. Thank you, Tom, for saying hello. Nice to know you're all out there still. And I know as summer goes on and we're moving, I cannot believe we're moving into August. I think we're moving into August on Saturday. Quite amazing. So as we bounce along these months trying to find our way and figure out our path, I hope that this yoga is still serving you, if not helping you go deeper into your life. I was reminded endlessly this practice of yoga, how deeply it changes us when we drop into it fully into this journey of all the different elements of yoga, the pranayama, the breath, the focus, dhyana, the meditation, the asanas, these poses, these shapes that we take, and also this sort of studying of ourselves that we end up doing, and doing it with loving kindness and looking at ourselves and allowing ourselves to change, allowing ourselves to shift so that we can keep moving towards, I guess, a better version of ourselves without putting too much pressure on ourselves to overachieve, but also just that journey into self-reflection and adjusting for that which doesn't serve us, right? Yoga is a practice which empowers one to overcome the obstacles of the mind for the purpose of the self to experience its own true nature. Sounds really simple, right? But as we move through these practices, we can learn at times when we overdo a shape or a pose, and know that we're kind of striving or pushing ourselves to a place that probably isn't our truth, whether it be physically or emotionally. Sometimes we get so caught up into that outside world and forget our true nature. And so through this practice, We can quiet that mind, and we can drop back into our being, our soul, our truth. So tonight, as we begin, just allow yourself this seat, whatever it is for you. And just allow the head to move, maybe small circles, not big circles, just loosening up the neck. And then a few circles of the shoulders, just gentle. And then as you sit a little bit taller, feeling that belly lifting in and up, the shoulders melting down the back of the body. Feel that length all the way through the spine. And begin to relax into your body, journeying into our bodies this evening. Releasing all that chatter of the mind and dropping inward. Feeling the breath in your body, wherever it is right now. And then taking a nice inhale softly through the nose. And then exhale out through the nose. We're going to begin to count the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And going back on your own to that inhale. Exhale. And just follow this breath for a few rounds, just feeling the rise and fall, that balance of breath here. Samavritti pranayama, equal breath, same breath. Feel the breath in your body. Soften into it. There's a balancing that comes with this pranayama, this equalness of breath, as we search for balance in our lives and our actions and our thoughts, and all that we do. Two more breaths here. One more breath. And bring these palms together and Anjali Mudra at your heart space. Sit a little bit taller and just bow this beautiful forehead down to the fingertips, moving from that mind down into that heart. And just bow down into the space that is you, right? This truth. As you let the day peel away from you, peel off of you. Taking a nice inhale as you lift your head. Soft exhale now, out through the mouth. And inhale, sweep these arms up to the sky. Get some nice reach into these arms, palms together at the top. Exhale down into that heart space. And again, inhale, sweeping these arms up. And exhale, hands come down into that heart space. One more like that. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. From here, we're going to take that right hand to the left knee, and left hand's coming behind us. Fingertips are helping lift us up a little bit. So instead of being flat onto those fingertips, have them lift up and lengthen and begin to take this twist. Yeah, feeling it through the center line, that channel of energy that runs through our bodies. And just allowing the body to twist, kind of twisting out the day. Heart opens, gaze over that left shoulder. Find another breath here. And next, exhale, come back through center. Taking that left hand to that right knee, right fingertips behind. Inhale, grow long, lifting onto those back fingertips. And exhale, begin to take this twist to the right. Belly draws in and that heart begins to open, sending that chest a little bit more forward and the shoulders expanding. Gazing out over that right shoulder. Again, eyes might be closed or softly open. And just feel the breath running through you. One more breath. And then coming back as you exhale to center. And we're going to inhale, lift our chest towards a cow. And shoulders melt down the back of the body. And then round as you exhale back towards that cat, that seated cat. And hover there. Cupping the hands onto the knees, tucking the chin in, breathing into the back of our body. Sometimes we forget about the back of our body as we breathe into the shoulder blades, the shoulders, the neck. Take the breath. One more breath, just breathing into the body. Beautiful. Next inhale. We're going to lift our spine nice and long, and we're going to switch these legs, bringing the opposite leg in front and revisiting Sukhasana, letting the sit bones spread, and just feel that space within you, that length of the spine. And on an inhale, sweep these arms up to the sky, get them nice and long. And we're going to take this exhale, taking this right hand down alongside our body, and left hand reaching up and over. But look, I'm not going and collapsing into this. Staying a little bit taller tonight, reaching up onto those bottom fingertips, or you can always slide a block in. And then just as you reach a little bit over to the side, breathing from that left sit bone up the rib cage to the fingertips, and then back down. We're going to take this gaze as long as it feels okay onto your neck to that inner bicep. Take a breath, and then on the exhale, just open up this chest a little bit. This comes from lifting the belly, running through that center line of your body, and then opening up the heart. Beautiful. And then gaze is going to go back down here, slow on that neck. And this top hand, this left hand is going to sweep into the lower back, palm facing out. Take an inhale, open up that shoulder, and then exhale, breathe into it. And maybe your gaze shifts back up to the sky, up to you. Just feel this lifting of the mula bandhas, of the pelvic floor, of that navel kind of lifting in and up under those ribs. One more breath here. And then we're going to take this left arm, sweep it back up to the sky, and right arm follows. Take a breath, inhale. And then let that left hand come down alongside on that exhale. Lengthen, and then melt into the side stretch. But again, doesn't need to be huge. End of the day, trying to kind of relax that mind with this gentle practice. Mondays and Thursdays, we're gentle. Breathing here. Take your breath. You can always bring a block in under that bottom hand. Maybe the gaze goes up towards that bicep. Watch that bottom shoulder. It has the tendency to want to cramp up by that bottom ear. See if you can draw it down. Draw the belly in, and then open this chest a little bit. Good. And then then from here, gaze can go down. That top hand can sweep into your lower back, palm facing out. Take a nice inhale. And with the exhale, just open up this chest. Be mindful. This is a stretch of the chest, of the shoulders. Gaze also can be up or down, doesn't matter. Beautiful. Take another breath here. And then we're going to take this top arm, this right arm, sweep it up to the sky, lift the belly, and bring the right arm up as well. Palms together, draw it into your heart space, and pause. Really nice. From here, we're going to move into this place where this right leg is out to the side, but it's quite bent. We've done it a few times this week if you've been taking classes with me. And this left leg, it's open, bent at the knee, and just kind of a soft placement of this bottom foot. We're going to take that right arm to the inside of that right leg. And I'm going to grab my block. If you have a block, it might be something nice to use. That right arm to the inside of that right leg, kind of pushing the arm into the knee and the knee into the arm. See if you can drop that right sit bone back down, lifting through the belly, so lifting up, and then begin to twist to the left. Slow, so noticing this from shoulder to shoulder, through the body. There's this twist happening at the whole belly, ribs, and shoulders. Lost my words there for a second. Take another breath. Feel the energy as you really take some focus to this twist. One more breath. Beautiful. Now, from here, we're going to take and bring this right arm up to the sky, and we're going to straighten out that right leg a little bit, opening up. The first one, a little awkward, so just find it for you. And then very slowly, we begin to lower back down. Really nice. We're going to do that again. So sweep up, this right hand reaching up and long, left leg nice and energized, and then lower back down. Beautiful. One more like that. Just sweeping up. You can modify it wherever you like. Beautiful. And then back down. Perfect. From here, we're going to switch the legs. So same positioning on that left leg, and if you're using a blocker or prop, you might switch it to the other side. So that left knee is bent, sole of the foot on the earth. This right knee is open out to the side with a soft foot kind of tucked in a little bit. Find that energy, the back of the left arm, reach through the center line of your body, bringing that right hand either to a block or to the earth behind you. And draw in, pushing the back of that left arm into the knee and the knee into that arm. Right then, you'll notice it kind of fires up the core and the sides of the waist, and then slowly begin to twist to the right, opening up that heart space. Breathing. Feel the energy, feel the muscles working. Good, 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to move a little bit. So maybe that right hand is on a block, if that feels good to you, or on the earth. And we're going to sweep this left arm up and reach into it. First one, just kind of explore it. And then slowly sitting back down. And again, sweeping back up, a little bit of this dance. And then slowly reaching back down. Last one, sweeping up, opening up the front of the body, that chest, and then lowering back down. Beautiful. And from here, as we travel, we're going to move to tabletop position, hands and knees. So you might have a blanket underneath the knees. And as you arrive, just begin to move the hips side to side, just allowing yourself that free movement in this tabletop. Shifting the hips, rounding the spine, lifting the chin, whatever it is for you. Maybe sitting back towards child, or maybe moving towards a plank, whatever. Just move around, let the day kind of strip off of you. We are usually so contained and so kind of aware of how we look. And just let yourself go here. And just a few more seconds, just keep with the movement. Really nice. Good, come back, nice neutral spine. We're going to move into that cow pose, lifting our chest, lifting our tail. And then exhale, hollow out into that cat pose. Inhale again to that cow. Get that lovely movement of the spine, that tucking and lifting of the pelvis back into that cat. 2 more. Inhale to cow. I'm keeping my toes curled under. You can always release them with that cat. Good. 1 more. And exhaling into that cat. From here, nice neutral spine again. So almost like you can put that cup of tea on the back of the spine. And we're going to take and bring this right leg behind us, but we're going to lift it up and bend the knee. We're going to round that ankle, so begin to circle that ankle one direction. Keep the gaze softly out in front. And circle that ankle the other direction. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take that leg behind us. And we're going to flex that foot and feel the muscles of that quad, that big muscle into the front of the leg, engaging. And we're going to take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Take a nice inhale here. Bring the toes down to the to the earth, keeping that leg straight. And sit back into that heel as you exhale. Taking that stretch up the back of the leg, pushing the hands down into the earth and away. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then from here, we're going to take this leg. We're just going to slide it out to the side a little bit. So it'll be off your mat, and just bring it out to the side. The toes can be down and sort of at that 90 degree. And then from here, just kind of rock a little bit forward and back, exploring the shape, exploring your reaction to shapes. 1 more breath here. And the next time you sit back, just pause there. You might take and slide a block in and bring the forearms down onto the blocks. You might bring the forearms down to the earth. It's all good. One more breath, just opening up the inside of that right leg. Good, and then slowly, hands come back down to the earth, and we're going to take that leg, slide it back, or lift it and slide it back. Knee comes back down onto the earth, curl the toes, lift to that cow, and take a little downward dog as you exhale. A little bit of a pedal of the feet, a little movement of the head. Doesn't need to be huge, just a nice stretch of the back of the body this evening. Love it. Take a nice inhale and bring the knees back down to the earth with that exhale. And from here, nice neutral spine again, belly's drawing in. We're going to take this left leg behind us, but keeping that knee bent, we're going to circle that ankle one direction. So feel good, end of day, and yet we're also connecting to the control of the muscles, right? So we're not flopping anywhere to do this. We're connected. Beautiful. Now, take that left leg, extend it long, flex the foot. Feel that nice flexion, but also the muscles into the front of that quad. Spine is long. Take 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then bring those toes down. Leg stays long. We're going to exhale when it comes and sit back into that heel. Nice stretch up the back of the leg. Long spine, long neck. Little massage there. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to take that left leg and we're going to just slide it round over to the side. Toes come down onto the earth, right? And there's a little bit of that pinky toe edge of the leg reaching down into the earth. A little bit of a rock here, forward from the crown of the head to the tail. Good. And if you like, you can bring a block or two in and dip down a little lower, up to you, and sit back a little bit. And it's not meant to be stressful, just a nice opening of the inside of that left leg through the lower back and hips. One more breath. And then the hands come back down as we lift back up. And then slow, that left leg slides back right down onto the earth. We're going to inhale to that cow, curling the toes under. And then make your way downward facing dog as you exhale. Pedal around a little bit, move the head again. Don't take it too seriously, I keep saying. Just let the day slip away and move into your body. Move into your breath. From here, bring the feet quite wide, almost to the edges of the mat. Walk the hands back towards the feet. And as you arrive, slide the hands up to the shins or even the knees and just lengthen that spine. And then melt down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Opposite elbows, or even taking the hands, lightly bringing them into the back of the neck or the base of the skull, and just allowing that depth. But be very mindful. You can take opposite elbows or maybe slide those fingertips to the base of the skull. Rock around a little bit, side to side, or stay in stillness. Again, make this practice yours this evening. 3 more breaths. One more breath. And let these hands release. And then as we do, we're going to take and walk the hands back out slow, finding that downward dog. Gaze is going to go forward, feet a little closer together, and make your way up to the front of the mat. Lots of little steps, maybe lots of big steps. Maybe you hop, whatever it is. Slide into that half lift as you arrive, long spine. And then melt into that Uttanasana again. From here, we're going to bend the knees quite a lot. And we're going to just take the hands behind the knees, maybe taking the fingertips, maybe the wrists, maybe you reach all the way to the elbows. I'm going to stay at the wrists right now for me. Take a breath and then exhale. Just kind of draw your belly and chest in towards the thighs. So another forward fold. Knees are a little bit more bent. And with that bind behind the knees, it takes it a little bit more into the back and the glutes. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 1. Let the arms release. And again, find that half lift, lengthening the spine, lifting the pelvic floor, tail behind, crown of head in front, and then melt Uttanasana. And from here, softly tuck the knees, bend the knees, tuck the chin and tail, and roll up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And at the top, just let that heart space open, shoulders melt down in the back of the body. Breathing, gaze out in front, Tadasana. And as you pause here, just come back to that space of just letting the day release, coming into your truth, this goodness through this practice of yoga. Beautiful. Bring the feet a little bit more underneath us. Bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. We're going to take an inhale, sweep these arms up to the sky, reaching nice and long. And then exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Half lift as we lengthen that spine nice and long. And planting the hands, we're going to step that right foot back. We're going to bring this right heel down onto the earth. And we're going to bring this left hand to the inside of that left foot. And we're going to take this right hand to our hip. And we're just going to begin to slowly twist a little bit. This is a big stretch. I want you to draw the core in and twist a little bit. You can always reach onto the fingertips. You can always slide a block in. We're just taking one breath so you don't get too mad at me. Beautiful. And then this right hand comes back down. Hands are going to stay to the inside of that left foot. And we're going to roll onto the ball of that right foot and bring this right knee down. So again, maybe we slide that blanket underneath the knees. Maybe we find those blocks as well. And just allow yourself to just pause here into this lizard pose. So in this lizard, that left foot is wider, the hands to the inside. And that heart is lifting, and you can even just let that chin tuck a little bit. Notice it might run up the front of that right thigh as you tuck the chin. Take your breath. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then from here, very slow, we're going to take this left leg and we're going to begin to extend it long. Toes roll up towards the sky. Hands again, stay to the inside of that left leg. And find that inhale that lengthens you, kind of sending that chest forward a little bit more. And when the exhale comes, let yourself melt into it. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 1. From here, we're going to take and walk these blocks round to the right. And we're going to bring that left foot down onto the earth. So a little bit of a shift. We've been here before, right? Hands are on the blocks of the earth. We're going to find a nice lengthened spine. And then sit back a little bit. So there's that energy up, that whole inner left leg. Take your breath. 1 more breath. From here, we're going to walk hands back a little bit more, and we're going to lift up. Hands are going to come to the hips. Find that nice energy to the inner left thigh. And then from here, slide this left hand down to the outer edge, and take this right arm, sweep it up, and then over, but not too far. Remember today when we started, I said let's not go too far, so here it is again. Just find that nice stretch all along the left edge of the body. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Really nice. And then slowly, as we come out of this, the hands find the earth or the blocks. And we're going to walk back around to the front of our mat. Shifting that leg, toes go back up towards the sky. Left knee bends. Really nice. From here, we're going to lift that right knee up and take lots of little steps or one big step to the front of our mat. Find that half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Melt into that Uttanasana. And then from here, coming to the other side, we're going to step that left foot back. Yeah, find a nice pause here. And then from here, that left heel is going to roll down to the earth, and the hands are going to come to the inside of that right leg. And remember, this is that big twist that you're not going to like very much, but see if you can modify and find that sweet spot of effort and ease. That right hand can be to the block or the earth, and that left hand, let's slide it to our hips and open up that chest. Feel the breath. And again. Beautiful. Now that's it. Nice and controlled. That top back hand comes back down, finding the earth or the blocks. And then from here, we're going to roll to the ball of that left foot. Bring that left knee down to the blanket or the earth. Yes, hands to the inside of that right foot, and the right foot is a little wider. We're going to lengthen our spine, open up our heart. We're back into that lizard on the other side. Neck can be long, or allow the chin to dip in towards the chest. With that, you might notice some extra energy into that left front hip. Just breathe in here. Two more breaths. One more breath. Beautiful. And slowly, we're going to sit back, extending that right leg long. And the toes on that right foot can reach up to the sky. Bring that right sit bone behind you and find a nice inhale to lengthen, sending that heart forward. And then exhale, let yourself melt. Take your breath here, settle the mind. This little bit of this sequence, a little more active. Two more breaths. One more breath. And then we're going to walk these hands around. Yes, and we're going to take and bring that right foot down to the earth. Toes are facing forward. We're going to walk the hands out a little bit and sit back into it. So not too big, just be mindful. One more breath here. Walking the hands and the blocks back if you have them. And then slowly lifting up. Hands come to the hips. Breathe in here. Feel nice length and energy through the waist. Taking that back hand to that extended leg. And this arm sweeps up. And then over. It doesn't need to be far. Just get some energy. Pinky, ribs, hip, down to the knee. And then feel that inner leg, inner thigh. Good. Two more breaths. One more breath. Nice. And then slow and controlled. We bring these hands back down to the blocks. Take your time. And then coming back round. Blocks come round. Finding that knee down lunge here. And then from here, lifting that left knee. And we're going to step forward. One big step. Or lots of little steps. Lengthen as you arrive. And then melt Uttanasana. Root to rise. This time taking the arms all the way out and up. Reaching for the sky. And palms together. Bowing into that heart space. Breathing for two. Breathing for one. One more little sequence of standing poses. We're going to take this right leg and we're going to shift it back. And we're kind of coming into that warrior one, but the toes are a little bit, maybe a little bit more forward. And again, if you have blocks, I really do encourage you to use those. We're going to take these hands, bring them to our hips. We're going to take and extend this left leg long. Take a breath here, inhale, and then begin to fold forward here. So as you do, I want you to kind of come to a place where your chest is parallel to the earth, that right hip gently rolling forward, that left hip rolling back, and then slow. The hands can find those blocks. I encourage something, blocks, books, cans of soup. Take another inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, melt over that left leg. And just allow, again, that energy of the right hip rolling a little bit more forward, the left sit bone rolling back. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. And then from here, we're going to bend that front knee. And we're just going to step forward. Half lift again. Melt, forward fold. Root to rise, coming all the way out and up. And hands to that heart space. And then bring the hands to your hips, coming to the other side. So just the same thing, stepping that left foot back for that setup of that warrior one footing. Feeling a nice neutral hip. And then from here, we're going to take that front leg, extend it long, and then begin to hinge at the hips, lengthening the spine so that torso is parallel to the earth. And then a little bit more adjustment, that right hip rolling back, that left hip neutral. Hands find those blocks. Take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, melt into your forward fold as you reach over this right leg. And just remember that energy, right leg rolling back, left hip rolling forward. Parsvottanasana. Just breathe for 2. Breathing for 1. And then slow, we bend this front knee, and we're going to step that left foot forward, draw the belly in, find that half lift, beautiful, melt into that forward fold, and from here, step back, find that downward dog, taking 2 breaths there, 1 breath, and again, doesn't need to be a huge downward dog. Let that go this evening. And then slow. Knees come down to the earth. Release the toes. Knees can come wide and slide into a child's pose. So again, you can bring your hips a little bit higher and stay on the forearms if your knees are bothering you. And you're still going to get some nice space into the lower back, the outer hips, the inner thighs. 2 more breaths here, wherever you are. Maybe you go deeper, it's up to you. 1 more breath. And then coming back up. And we're going to bring ourselves over onto our backs. So just finding that space and rolling over to your back, keeping the knees bent and soles of the feet onto the earth. And just rock the knees slightly side to side. And just feeling that nice rocking, loosening of the lower back. And then coming back Knees over those ankles and heels of feet in line with the sit bones. And just peel yourself off the mat, coming into a soft bridge. So it doesn't need to be huge. You can see I'm not going into a full bridge, just keeping it a little lower. And take a nice inhale here. And exhale, lower all the way down. We're going to do 2 more like that. Inhale, lift to your bridge. Doesn't need to be big, please. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Beautiful. We're going to take this right knee, hug it into our chest, and we're going to extend this left leg long, toes up towards the sky. And just take this right knee, open it out to the side. So as you do, I'm just going to show you on that left leg. We're just opening it up and just feeling that inner thigh. Maybe that elbow on that right arm goes down. So you're kind of resting that knee into the hand and just opening it up. Beautiful. Take a nice inhale here. And with the exhale, bring this knee back to center. And take a nice inhale. And then take this knee across your body and come into that supine twist. That right arm opens to the side. This right knee draws across your body over to the left. Now, if in any way this doesn't feel like the twist you need this evening, just bend that bottom knee and stack the knees. Maybe that's a little bit better for you, your body, this end of day practice. And you can also slide a block or a blanket underneath the bottom knee as well. Taking 3 breaths, letting that space open in your heart, that beautiful twist, collarbone spreading. One more breath. And slow, coming back through. Drawing this right knee in, sliding that left foot onto the earth. Cross that right ankle over that left knee. Pause there. Flex that right foot a little bit. And if you like, slide the hands behind that left knee, drawing them in, or slide a block underneath that left foot. So find this shape, don't overdo, but again, it's still a nice, healthy stretch of that right hip. Taking 3 more breaths here. One more breath. Sliding that left foot down to the earth. And again, this right leg draws into the chest. And we're going to extend it long. Interlacing the hands behind it. Flexion into that right foot. And let that right sit bone drop down to the earth. And circle that ankle. One direction, and the other direction. Beautiful. Now, a little bit more energy here. We're going to flex that right foot, kind of pushing that right heel up towards the sky, dropping that belly button to spine and spine down to the earth for 2. Staying for that 1. Beautiful. And then again, knee draws into the chest. A little bit of a circle at the hip, one direction. taking all that movement and just kind of massaging it around. Switch direction. Slide that right foot down to the earth and bring this left knee into your chest, giving it a hug. We're going to extend that right leg long, toes start up towards the sky. And then we're going to open up this left knee to the left. So kind of cupping that knee in your left hand and allowing it to open up. You might even bring the elbow down onto the earth and create like a little kickstand for this leg. And just breathe here. Try not to lean into this, but find balance into the back of the body. Beautiful. And then slowly this knee comes back in towards center. This right hand finds the outer edge of that left knee, and we begin to draw this leg across our bodies to the right. Now again, if this isn't the twist you want tonight, find one that feels better to you. Maybe drawing that right knee in and stacking the knees into that classic twist. And remember, you can always place a blanket or a bolster or block underneath those knees. Beautiful. Taking this breath, allowing the mind to quiet, to settle. Beautiful. And then as we slowly come out of this left knee draws into our chest. This right sole of the foot finds the earth. This left ankle or foot crosses over that right knee, and we pause. And then from here, maybe we slide the hands behind that right knee or thigh, drawing the knee in, or keep that right foot onto the earth or slip a block underneath that. A little bit of flexion into that left foot. Allowing that left knee to move away from your left shoulder. Reaching it forward a little bit. Two more breaths. One more breath. And then slow, bring that right foot down to the earth. Draw this left leg into the chest. Hands come behind that left thigh or knee. Extend the leg long. Circle that ankle one direction. And then circle the other direction. And then from here, we're going to take and flex that ankle, flex that foot, and feel a little bit more energy as we kind of push the sky or the ceiling away. Heart opens for 3, 2, keep the energy, and 1. Beautiful. And then as you release, we're going to take this left foot down to the earth and just give the legs a nice little rock. Side to side. Beautiful. And from here, this is where we find either a block or our blanket. We're going to do, or you can come to legs up the wall. So I'm going to slide a block underneath my sacrum, that sort of base of the spine. You can also slide 2 blankets, 1 blanket, or move to the wall and slide the legs up, or bring them over a sofa arm or a chair seat. All these options, it's all so yummy because we're going to get the blood flowing from the feet through the legs, and it's going to come back to our heart. Wonderful practice for the evening. So just kind of finding it for you. Sometimes I lift my legs up and realize I want to shift that block a little bit. So again, take that time and that care. And then the legs extend. And it's comfortable. So with the support under your lower back, it helps tilt the pelvis, taking some of the stretch element out of this. So it's less about a stretch into the legs and more about just this beautiful blood flow. And just breathe here. Be here almost for a minute, right? Maybe a little bit more. See where you can settle, quieting that mind again, and letting it be grounded by the breath. Noticing what you experience in this shape, in this pose. The subtleties of it. As the blood moves from the feet down the legs, down into the hips and lower back, to this heart. Allowing the chatter of the mind to be released. Allowing yourself to calm so you can feel the beautiful gift of you, this truth of you. Staying here a little bit longer if you like. We're just beginning to bend the knees and placing 1 foot at a time onto the mat just to be easeful on that back, 1 foot at a time. And just pause there. Supported bridge. Heart is open. Two more breaths. One more breath. Nice inhale and exhale. Just lifting your hips up, sliding that block out from underneath you, lowering yourself back down. And taking these legs, extending them long to the corners of your mat. And you can let the hips roll out, the knees and the ankles and feet roll out. Or you might keep a little bit more of the toes to the sky. To me, that's a little more engaged for Shavasana. But find what's right for you. Palms facing up and arms away from the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Shavasana. Let yourself be grounded into this earth. Let the breath just softly take you away, dropping into the earth. Letting yourself be calm, centered, peaceful. Feeling a sense of safety, of trust, as you are grounded by this earth. Slowly begin to move the fingertips, move the toes. You might stretch these arms over your head, stretch the legs long, coming into a nice reach. And then rolling over to your side. And lifting yourself up as you find your seat. And bringing these palms to Anjali Mudra at your heart center, at your heart space. Taking an inhale. As we bow to the beauty that lives inside me, inside you. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Take it with you. I'll see you over the weekend. I have chair yoga tomorrow from 12 to 1, which is pre-recorded, and then a vinyasa on Zoom in the morning at 9, and a Facebook on Sunday at 10:30, that easygoing, chilled Sunday yoga. So be well. Namaste.